It is 7:13, Thursday, February 22nd, calling the meeting, the Agricultural Commission to order. This meeting is being recorded by PAC TV. If anyone intending to make an audio or video recording, this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Thank you. Present, Katie Allen, Matt Corbett. Debbie Moore.
What's her name here?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Louis Santos, John Webble, and Karen Johnson. I know your name.
Exactly, we can understand it. It's one of the first things they go, you know, as you get older.
Thanks, Louis. Thanks.
Yeah, things like your wife's name, the grocery list.
All right, first item of business, we'll approve the minutes of January 25th, 2024.
19, what?
Tired.
1924.
You need a nap.
He needed a nap,
Just needed that.
1924.
Long day.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes
I
of the meeting
second
or
that.
whatever it was.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, thank you. Next item is discussion of agricultural programs for 2024. I have some good news. Mike Porter, he's the president of the Catskill Forestry Association, is going to do a talk for us on May the 7th.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
the
March.
problems they're in with
Yeah,
this
well,
weather.
This weather's killing it. It'll be March 19th, so please spread the word, bring somebody, please.
7 PM.
7 PM at the senior center,
Oh, okay.
so please. I think it'll be interesting. He's a pretty engaging guy.
Yeah.
He's also pretty interesting. You'll appreciate this. He's a cancer survivor who rode his bicycle cross country to raise awareness.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
You
Maybe,
just-
maybe
you
by
just
the
get
summer I'll
better.
be biking
Just
again.
get
John.
Yeah.
Maybe by the
Well,
summer.
I just, you know,
Isn't that what started
I
your? Jane?
That started my journey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say, on the Cape, if I remember.
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, that started my journey.
So anyway, that's my good news. So,
John, you want to show everybody
oh,
the
okay,
the poster?
yes,
That's a
actually,
Tuesday night.
it's a Tuesday, yes, yep.
John
Right.
vetoed the made in Canada, so
Yeah, we
how to find a different.
We definitely cannot have it.
Want me to put this one on my
Did you
angle?
get you saw my comment, in my text.
Yeah, yeah.
Won't
So-
need it.
That'll be in color.
Oh,
Just
okay,
I don't like to use up all my colored ink at home. It'll be in
Oh.
color, so I'll have the selectman's office run off
Okay,
a
good.
few
See,
in
I'm
color.
not the only one.
If I,
I don't like paying
if
for.
I, no,
a
but,
few.
no, I'll just have them run them off, but I'll have them leave them in the ag.
Oh,
I
okay, so
come-
we can pick them up,
Yeah, so you can pick it up, because I can't get around to put them up.
okay.
When will you have that done?
I'll call them tomorrow.
So we can assume that.
Yeah, Monday.
Friday.
Yeah. Monday.
Is that an extra, Gene? Is that an extra?
No, well, that's the only one I have.
Okay, because I just want to do it, one of these egg room, that gets some traffic.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh.
it. Once they're ready, you can all pick them up and put them out. If you put one downstairs, John, and what I'll do is I'll send it to rec
Right,
and ask
they're
them.
real good.
So library, downtown, council on aging, your egg room. Yes, you got any place else?
Sunshine Stroll.
Okay,
Yeah, they're pretty
you got
good.
any place else?
I do not, so I see the fees still going up.
I can put
So
one in the
these-
barn.
What's downtown?
I go to two of them. so,
Okay,
you know,
so
I'm sure they
if
will.
they're downstairs in the ag mailbox, you can just grab them
Okay.
and put them up.
Gene, you said downtown. What was that?
Downstairs here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, Rui, anything on the agricultural high schools? that you and
Yes,
Barry-
I talked to Barry. I talked to, tell me, I'll get his name, Glass.
Elliot Glass.
Elliot.
Elliot.
See,
See, it's coming back to bite you.
Thank you.
I spoke with Elliot on the phone last week, and
Okay,
he said it's kind of a long way out, but he is interested in coming. He said barring anything that might come up administratively that he has to do with Savoy.
Great.
I also called, Smith Farm, left a message. But they haven't gotten back to me. So the next time I go to Bridgewater to pick up wood shavings, I will swing by
Okay.
and see if I can get a hold of Chris or Kerry and
Okay.
ask them, first of all, if they have an AgCom anymore. And if they do, this is what we're thinking of doing. I'd be interested in coming.
Okay.
And again, we don't have a specific date. We're just talking about February 2025. We
Okay,
can't pick a date
okay.
that far out, I don't think.
No, that'd be fine. I think if we do that again, yeah, February is a good month to get everybody out.
Okay, now what is that for
That's for the dinner he's talking
Oh,
about.
the
He's talking
dinner.
about two different things.
okay.
Are you talking about the school thing, Ian?
Yeah, I spoke with Elliot to have him come.
Right.
And then I called Smith Farm to ask them if they still had an ag commission. And if they do, would they be interested in coming to another regional gathering like we had in the past?
Oh, okay, so it was two different things we were talking
Yeah,
about.
okay.
Okay, yeah, I was keeping up.
All right. I wasn't, obviously.
I thought you were, I thought you were
Everybody's
talking
too
about.
tired for this.
Same thing.
Yeah, the school thing.
He was initially,
Oh.
then he switched over.
Because you were thinking about having a.
Well, we'd like to
High schools that
raise
have ag
awareness, yeah,
programs, right?
raise
I
awareness
think
of
that
it.
would be a great idea. I
Yeah.
think
Um,
It's more known now, but when I first heard about it, when someone. It turned into a friend maybe 15 years ago, applied as an internship from Norfolk County. And she was able to qualify the shelter for it. She had a great education. It was wonderful. Yeah. I was so surprised. I just had never heard of it.
And what program we talking?
I thought you were gonna,
It's the Norfolk Aggie School, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought my task was to call Elliot, find out if he would be willing to come to say a few words about the agricultural program and the CTE.
we can do that, we can do that. We just wanted to raise awareness about it. And maybe not have anything to address that about other agricultural programs or schools that are available. I thought that's what Barry, where Barry went initially.
I
Is that
thought
what you
so.
thought, Jeff?
That's what I thought. And then, so there's two, there's Norfolk County and.
Bristol.
Thing.
Bristol, yeah,
And
Bristol.
Bristol, yeah. Which is another great school.
I know a
Great
lot of people that are
campus.
going to Bristol and they have on there.
Yeah, I go by there and get to miles and have had a lot of lectures. There. It's nice. It seems like a very nice.
Is that on 44?
No, but,
Up on 38.
yeah. Yes, you're
Tell
asking
me.
the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't know, where- I haven't been in so many years.
It's on the
I
way
don't
to
remember.
Swansea.
Now, how do you go, Swansea? Back roads or you go full in?
44 to 24, and then I get off the second. And I don't know what I'm on, then I'm on maybe 138.
79?
I don't know, it goes right past Bristol. County.
I don't know the school.
It's got a lovely big college-like campus and a farm and I believe farm animals.
Yeah, they do.
Which one is this?
Bristol.
Bristol,
Isn't that where we went to the CMAP?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a great. Great take for that. All right, Beth?
Oh, what do you think we should do? Should I do baby goats, just general care? Or what do you think most people would be interested in?
Have you done presentations before?
No,
No, okay. Well, I
But
was just
I had-
wondering, what you talked about and what kind of reaction you got.
no, I mean, people come to the barn,
Mhm.
you know, and I show them things, but
Mhm.
you know, I've had a couple of groups come, but it's a lot different to, do something. But I have friends who actually hold classes
Mhm.
and they have different classes, and I thought, I'd just steal their curriculum.
Yeah, that's perfect.
If it's not broken, why fix it?
Exactly.
That's right.
So what do they have for different classes?
Oh, it's different, I mean, they have like, preparing a goat for kidding, they have, general goat care,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff to do with the, just general things you do with the goats, baby stuff. I mean, I'll probably put a couple of them together. But,
Mhm.
you
I
know,
think whatever you can come up with based on your experience and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah. okay,
what was the timing on that?
When would that work?
Oh, I
for?
don't know. I have somebody do the 23rd of March, 22nd of March. And, I just don't want to run kidding time because I might not come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
When do you want to, where you gonna start? As far as,
We've got Mike's in March or mid-March.
Mhm.
mid-April probably be good. I have one due on the 4th. The 4th, 7th, and the 24th, I think.
Wow, you had a busy spring.
No, this is actually a very unbusy spring.
Oh,
I think
is
I'm
it?
only kidding 5
Okay.
hours.
Okay,
I've
Well,
been
you-
out 13 before.
Think about it and figure out a date.
Yeah, well, I mean, those 2 weeks there is kind of, I think one of the goats will be gone. It's like, we're gonna new owner, so I won't have to worry about that.
so maybe in April.
Yeah, if you think like the week of the 4th, what day are we doing it on?
We're doing it on a Tuesday. Just
16th, after everybody's done their taxes? If they do.
They might still be home working on it.
Geez, which reminds me, that's something I'm gonna write on my to-do list.
Yeah, federal income tax, no, don't pay it, don't, come on.
Well, I went to bed last night, and the last thing I thought of before I fell asleep, was I gotta make an appointment with the accountant. It's like- Then I started running this morning. Never stopped.
If I decide to do babies, I'll also have babies. You know,
Not sure we can.
I didn't
bring
take
those.
pictures of the ones that were born the other day because I was having the tube feeder. She was trying not to live. She's trying to clean on me, so I just haven't got pictures yet.
Hmm.
But no, she's finally doing good, so.
Well, do you wanna choose a date for the, and present it at the next meeting? Would that work for you? Would that work? Do you wanna settle on a date tonight?
Well, we need to, again, make sure that Hands on Aging is available.
Yeah, that's easy enough. They're pretty accommodating. Thank goodness we have that place.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and it's,
Isn't it so
and that
nice?
they're willing
is.
to let us have
Yeah.
programs there.
Yeah, no. No. they're very
Otherwise, we'd be
accommodating.
stuck either here or at Adams Center, which is,
Adams is,
the accessibility is awful.
it was a wonderful library
Yes.
in its time.
Yeah,
It was
it's
really,
yeah.
it was like,
I mean, I could, the 9th or the 16th would work for me.
okay,
Well, you said you have one due on the 7th. Are they pretty
I think
accurate?
she's gonna be gone, but if, I'll probably induce her. Because the guy wants to take her.
does he take the baby too?
He's gonna take one of the babies.
I'll check on availability then and, get right back to that, if that works for you, either the 9th or the 16th.
Mhm.
Great, thank you. All right, Barry was gonna talk to,
And I'll let you
Elisa
know what I'm
about
gonna do it on.
about flowers. I know my wife will wanna come, she wants goats and chickens.
How you doing on,
It's not woman.
on the chickens?
And I haven't done anything all winter.
Dragon
I-
feet?
I am.
I just have had other stuff to do, but I've got the enclosure's built, I just gotta roof the chicken coop. And
It's a little too cool now.
it actually hasn't been bad the past few days, but
Yeah.
things are about to get busy because it's starting to warm up next week, so.
But you have all weekend, it's gonna be really, really cold.
Yes.
Right.
So make that roof, get some blood. moving.
Hey, last time I was roofing on a really cold day, I hit my thumb. I said,
Oh,
Said, oh, well, here's what I think, I got that out of the way for the day. Next swing, I smashed it again. I hit down off the roof, I said, heck with it.
I have an agricultural story.
Oh,
I got,
Hail us.
I got a phone call Tuesday evening, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, asking if I had chicken manure in bags, specifically in bags. I said, oh, sure. I sell it all year long. And she said, well, the woman said, would you save me 6 or 9 or 10? I explained out what the price was. And I said, well, it's really early. And she said, yes, but I'm coming up from Connecticut. And I said, to me to tell me there's no poultry farms between Connecticut and here. And she said, I want it bagged. And I saw her on, my daughter's on Facebook all the time with
Mhm.
stuff. And she said, I can go to a farm and shovel it myself and put it in a pickup truck, but I don't want that. I want it bagged. And I said, sure, $25 a bag.
You got your own little niche room there. don't you?
No, so I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's true.
I was in Connecticut,
You're sitting on some gold over there.
Just, the price just went up.
that's it. But I was, and I said to a woman, I said, she had a distinct accent, but clearly audible. And I said, you know, there are farms in Connecticut and Rhode
Yeah.
Island. She said, yes, but I want it bagged, and I saw it
Do you know
online.
how heavy it is?
Yeah, but she probably figures out load.
Yeah,
You know, but I couldn't believe it.
I hope
So
she has a pickup.
I've had people put 9 and 12 bags in the back of a,
I can fit it in an Explorer.
yeah, and an Explorer was one, and then what's the Highlander, that's a
Mm.
It's a
Toyota?
big one.
Yeah.
That leaves
Yeah.
a nice.
Yeah, it's nice little odor,
Mhm.
especially if it's wet. This time of year, it's wet, so. So I'm waiting, and you know, Although that
I
woman
put
said
hundreds of bags
she had
in
used
grain
cow
in the
manure in
Jeep,
the
but
past.
It's not what.
and she had done research and it wasn't as good as chicken manure. I said,
Yeah,
"Of course
I
not.
think so.
Chicken manure was loaded with nitrogen. So-
Right.
So we're branching out to our Connecticut branches.
There you go.
Maybe
You
you
tell
can
her
set
there's
something
a
up.
Connecticut license.
Yeah.
So I don't
Chicken
remember.
manure king of New England
That's it.
in the mid-Atlantic.
What a claim to fame, huh?
Yeah. Just call it a good shit cheap.
Remember, you're on TV.
Good manure,
Cheap,
They
cheap.
just probably.
No, it's not gonna be cheap.
I know, that
I'm sure-
$25 a bag is not cheap
New.
for a
Did you
byproduct.
really tell her 25 a bag?
No,
Good say, Roy.
I should have, but I never. Joanne wouldn't let me. But anyway, that was my agricultural story.
Mhm. It's a good one.
So I'm waiting. She's gonna call me Friday if she's coming Saturday or Saturday. She's coming Sunday, but I told her Saturday. She has to call me early because I have to go to the Jones River Village.
That's right.
Annual meeting.
That's right.
I'm gonna hear no.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Barry is not zoomed in for us.
You still in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
In farmland preservation, the only thing I can add is, Pine's moving forward, trying to get grants for the, Korea property. I had a discussion with her the other day about, some stuff she'd like to do there. Stuff that Jean and I had talked to her previously. She's talked about trying to find a person to farm and run the bogs. And have sort of a community program that revolved around that. Trick is finding someone who's willing to do it, and then figure out housing and some sort of way to pay them.
I would say.
So anyway, that's pending, and what happens, with that property.
Could they put that out there? I mean, for other people that have bogs, might want to expand.
The trick is that when they, if this group buys it or the town is involved, what they want to do is return the bogs on the east side near you to the natural, because those are peat bottom bogs, and
Oh.
in that stream sort of ran down through them at one time.
So I think water's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, well, not only water, but I mean, just, you're gonna reduce the amount of acreage
Mhm.
significantly.
Yeah.
How many acres are there? Do you know? Does anybody know?
21 or
Yeah,
20?
something like that. Yeah, I didn't bring my folder on that. But I mentioned to John today that I often see ads in the CMAP newsletter for agricultural positions,
Mhm.
people would go looking for, things, and I said, you know, we would be well advised to talk with people in Duxbury that did the program up there, to see how they went about it, you know, and how they did their RFP and how they located, the gentleman that's working on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think it might just fit the niche for some, the right person,
Oh, I
you
don't
know?
think there's a question,
Yeah.
especially if there's housing involved.
Mhm. Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't bring up is there's gotta be some oversight and some,
Yeah, and that's
And
where I
someone
think the
with the-
Duxbury group could help us as to how
Right.
they do oversight.
if someone with the authority, if someone is not performing there to, and move things along and make a.
Yeah.
I
And not
mean,
just-
potentially, in an ideal situation, it'd be great.
But it's not always ideal, because what the bog behind me was a nightmare.
Oh,
And
And
that's,
continue.
well, that's the,
The house is burnt down, the barn is burnt down, the trees are 20 feet tall now, there's no viability for a bog there at all.
no, you can't, after they've been, idle 3 years, I mean, you can't bring them back.
Well, the
unless-
ones right behind me are still, they could still be worked on, but the ones, over to the side.
But there's no plan in place.
No, but they did have a plan,
Oh,
and there was there was a guy living out there for several years, and I don't know what he did, twiddle his toes or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, that was quite some
Well-
time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but he didn't do anything about the bogs.
Well,
that's
there were-
the oversight.
They were we were kind of promised that they were gonna bring in a farmer and they would be farmed, and that never happened.
Well, yeah, well, they were gonna be leased to
Yeah.
but I think at the time there were a lot of restrictions on law too,
Probably.
as to how the things were gonna go. That doesn't work. Duxbury's thing is talking to, Joe, the former Conscom guy.
Mhm.
He said, our thing is, we don't expect to make any money. And we let the farmer, we set it up for a long-term lease and we let the farmer farm.
Yeah.
We don't tie his hands. Joe
Did you-
Gray.
Yeah, did you see Mrs. O'Neill passed away?
No,
She was
I didn't.
103.
Carl's wife?
Yeah. I think she was in Florida.
So they were looking for somebody to take over the farm.
Hmm?
They were looking for somebody to take over the
Oh,
farm.
they-
Yeah.
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 Carl's gonna be up there in his 90s,
Yeah,
I would think.
so this property that she's hoping to do all this work with, does that go to that has to be voted at a town meeting, correct?
For purchase.
it depends depends where the purchase money comes from.
Yeah.
It depends whether the town, I think the town, because of the 61A, may have the right of first refusal.
They do. Yeah.
So, there are a whole lot of things that have to, one is money.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, she's asked for money from CPC to do
Appraisal.
an appraisal
Yeah.
on the property. So that would be the first step. So that has to be approved at town meeting. And then, if this is gonna be a multi-year project, this isn't gonna happen overnight. I don't think.
So how long does the property owner have to essentially do nothing while his property is for sale, while the town decides?
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a buyer,
Oh, yeah.
Then it just
Yeah.
goes?
Yeah, there's no,
yeah, I mean, there's no restriction on him selling, it's just,
Okay. And is it currently on the market?
yes.
that's my understanding.
Yeah.
I've seen it listed.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential there, and I think that's what we have to keep our eye on, is potential for maintaining at least a portion of it in active agriculture.
I wish the bogs behind me had
I know,
been
what a
kept up,
shame.
but I mean, they didn't even take those pole things out.
Sprinkler heads on.
No,
Oh, the sluices.
the sluice things.
Oh.
I mean,
Sluice boards.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
controls
somebody
the water.
cannibalized all the other equipment. It's gone.
Righty, Gene, native plant sale.
Native plant sale. I have
Sounds
been in touch
fun.
with Blue Native. They're very interested in working with us. They asked me what we wanted and they said, basically, we want them to come and do a program and there is a fee for that to explain about native plants, you know, why would you choose native plants and what are the good native plants and all that. And then they would make those plants available for sale for people. And people could either order, you know, at the time of the presentation or online. And then the first Saturday in June, they would deliver them to the highway barn. They would be assembled by purchaser and we would just be there to disseminate the plants. So we wouldn't have to do anything other than arrange for the presentation and advertise that the plants are available for sale. And then, you know, it'd only take a couple of us there for a couple hours to make sure that the plants get picked up. But they recommended not having them available till June, and I said, that's fine. And they said they could do a 10% discount for customers, which I think would a nice incentive on that. So, and she said, I can make an image for the sale delivery once we are good to go. Let me know your thoughts. So the program is, I think it's $250. So I was going to ask tonight if we could approve that, so I could go ahead and arrange their. Okay, so 45 to 60-minute presentation is $250. They need a projector and a screen. They have a laptop, so I think the Council on Aging has all of that.
Yeah.
So that would be it. So I'm asking if someone would make a motion to authorize payment of the $250 for the presentation.
I make a motion, that we authorize the purchase of the spending of $250 for the
Presentation.
presentation.
I second.
Did the town do something like this before? I seem to remember that we did something. the
On
town-
native plants?
Yes,
I don't recall it.
We used to do
I remember that I picked up plants.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well, the
Plymouth County-
AgCom did a tree.
the Plymouth County Conservation
Yeah.
used to do a thing.
Oh,
And you
okay.
could buy it, you get the little flyer and you could order stuff, and
Yeah.
then the Boy Scouts would, actually Barry used to
Yeah,
have the distribution up at
Mhm.
his place.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
I remember doing it.
Yeah.
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 remember getting, what do you call it?
Okay.
Christmas
Okay,
trees.
so I'm just not crazy. I remember doing it. I just didn't remember how or where.
I think it was a long time
It was
ago.
a
'cause
long
I
time
remember
ago.
it too.
He was
Okay.
involved because he was in Boy Scouts, so that's.
Mm.
that's a while
So
ago.
did we get a vote on that?
Yes. it
Yes.
was unanimous.
Real? All right, so is everybody okay with that whole
Mhm.
process and the
Should-
timing of
Should
it?
we think about a date to have this program?
Early May.
All right,
I'd
well,
like
let's,
to do,
can you? Any chance of looking at a calendar and I can make this, Council on Aging trip and get it,
do it all, huh?
do it all if I can. If not, just let me know, Gene.
I think that's
Mhm.
exciting.
Hmm?
I hope you feel, I think that's exciting.
I think.
Yeah.
I never listened to anything. I know you had because you're in. the
At Garden
Club,
Club, we
I
did
haven't
have a
had the
presentation. That's kind
opportunity.
of what got me inspired was, I'm like, yeah, why aren't I planting native plants? Then I started looking for them and they're not. You know, Morrison has small selection, but then Matt downstairs told me about Blue Native up in Norwell. And that's how I discovered them. But I do have the name of the person from Morrison's too, that's in charge of their plant purchases. So I'll be in touch with them too. So how about, I'm trying to remember when town meeting is. Let me see if it's already on the calendar for the town.
Medical devices.
because we don't want to have a conflict there.
They're addictive, really.
So, got town meeting on the calendar already.
Probably have to check with them and find out what their availability is, so.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
a couple of choices.
yeah. Okay. I hate this. This is
I gotta
too
do
small. The
that.
screen.
Had you.
If we run short, I can run to my truck and get more. There's more in my pocket.
Just happen to have-
Here in there, huh?
Oh, I didn't do this in this time, sorry. I will next time. Probably didn't do it myself.
Let me see if they have, we've got the annual town elections and.
Yeah, I
just,
see that.
Here's February. Okay. Are you seeing anything about annual town meeting? No, it's in May. See if there's anything on here. I have a feeling town meeting is May 6th. So it could carry over to May 7th, so we probably want to do the week after that, which would be like the 14th. Or the week before would be April 30th. I think I'd rather have it April 30th. That gives us a little more time for people to order.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
That
It
sounds
sounds
good.
good. I go away the first couple of weeks and I would hate to miss it, but I'm still here in.
In April, okay. Okay.
So do you want to check with them and then let me know if we can?
Mhm. Make sure that that's a good date. Okay. Okay, and then I thought we would have them drop them off. June 1st is actually the first Saturday.
Yep.
And she said they would have them grouped by purchaser. I don't want to have to
Easy, so
scramble
I'll
around
just
and
have-
do that.
Will they?
This is sure, okay. There's rum.
They'll provide us with a list so we can have a checklist.
Yes,
I'm sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, they'll handle all the financials, they'll handle all of the
Oh, that's great.
ordering and everything,
easy.
so.
All-
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the unloading.
Yeah, I think, you know, all we have to do is be there to see
Just have
that
a
people
couple
pick up the
tables
right
and-
stuff, you know. Well, it depends how
tables.
much stuff, you know, it could just go in the ground.
Well, I'm thinking for someone to sit there.
Oh, yeah,
And
oh,
check
yeah,
on.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
So did you decide April 30?
Yes,
Yeah, check
if
for-
that works for
Yeah.
them. Okay, so that's a fluid date till we
Yeah,
confirm.
that's a Tuesday.
Okay, and I will double check with Paul that June 1st works for us to be at the highway barn.
Okay,
Right now, I don't know of any other thing that would be
and
going.
if in fact it didn't,
Mhm.
we could almost set up in the parking, in the second row back of the parking.
Oh,
lot
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, shut you up.
All right, thank you,
Um,
Gene.
okay.
Then the Plymouth County Farm Bureau legislative breakfast, you didn't go? Somebody else gonna go? Oh,
I signed up, but I'm gonna need a ride. Cause
okay.
I don't think by March 15th, I will not be driving.
All right, I better sign up. Do you have,
I've emailed this to everybody. I scanned it and emailed it to everybody.
And we got sent one.
Did
I
you
got-
send me something in an email with that information?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
you gonna-
I wonder
anybody
where
else
I
gonna
read it.
go?
I just couldn't remember where.
yeah, I scanned that invitation and just sent it out on an email. And that's March 15th. Yeah. And it's in Middleborough. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know
Boston.
the Boston Tavern.
Nope.
Do you know it?
I know where it is.
Okay.
No, wait a minute.
That's right on 28. Just go through, you go all the way through Middleborough. You get to the center lights where 28 is and bang a left. Down there, you're going down the hill and taking a left hand side.
Center Middleborough.
Yeah, you know how to get to the center of Middleborough.
Route 105 goes through.
Yeah, that's it.
Central cafes and they make. the
Yeah,
best
you just follow it, you follow it through.
They used to have a satellite with it, the old, in North Plymouth.
Yes, they
the
did.
Old style lunch.
I think Tuesday, and Wednesday's that, right?
Yeah, they don't do it, they're not there anymore.
I drive all the way, and that's a long way for me, that's out of town.
Me too. All right,
I think you going.
I will go.
It's always, it's always
It's- yeah.
informative, and, it does start, the breakfast is at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, it's a Friday morning, yeah, it's nice and
Yeah,
early.
it's nice and,
Lots of fake eggs.
Hmm?
There'll be lots of fake eggs.
It was-
Oh, did I use great dates?
Oh, yeah, you get them in the bucket.
okay, John, I have a couple other things. before
Well, this
we get
place
to-
might, the new one might, it might be different, they might have realized, well, different location. And what else we do?
I've got a couple other things before we get to bed, if that's all right. I talked to John about this. When we're having these, people come in to do presentations, and I really think they're all traveling a distance to do this, and I really think we should provide a stipend. We have the money in our budget for programming. That's exactly what it's for. And my concern is that if we're not utilizing it, we could, and justifiably, they say, okay, well, you haven't used it for 2 years. Do you really need this money? And I understand it. So we have money. It is for programming. We've had people come. We have another
Yeah.
one coming, and he's come and driving 6 hours just to come do the program. So I do think at least $100 stipend is not.
It's not
I mean,
Out of
as
order.
long as that's okay, and it's not,
Well, that's what it's
In
for.
the interest of full disclosure, he's also a friend of mine, so,
That doesn't
but
matter.
still,
Still has put gas in his car.
well, I know.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
know.
it. And the same thing with the guy from Whistle. I mean, they take a lot of time for the
Right.
presentations together, so that alone is worth money. Then they drive
Yep.
Right,
to
they,
come,
so
so,
then they spend the time.
but I can't make the motions.
No, but it's a good idea.
So you wanna make a motion?
I can make a motion.
I make a motion that we provide a stipend for all speakers who come to speak on agricultural.
Why don't we
products.
just do the two?
Yeah.
Because like Blue STEM is gonna charge $250, so,
Okay,
but these guys haven't charged us. So,
stipend of $100.
yeah. Specifically for, the Woods Hole program and the maple syrup program.
You know, we might think somewhere down the line, maybe not this year, but next year. Megan McGrath, if we could get her to come from the state. Talk about chickens,
Mhm.
since she is the chicken expert. And I can call her up on any time on a cell phone. She answers questions. And since everybody's raising chickens,
Oh, yeah.
some people ought to know.
Well, your program was well attended, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
Glenn
Uh,
Harris would have been fun.
What's that?
Glenn Harris, yeah.
Okay, so you have
I
a
think
motion on
people
the
would
table, I
be-
think.
will be interested.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then, John, I'll just need
I'll have to get some addresses. for you.
addresses, yeah. But what I will do is
Mhm.
have
You can pay for
people
it then.
sign these,
Okay.
okay? Um, Then I have to chase people around to do that. Okay, so the Woods Hole program,
With Dr. Benjamin.
When is that?
It's done. You already did it.
and
Can
the
we go
other
back?
is
Can we
the-
backdate? That was last year. Can we,
Yeah,
it's because
it's
it's
still-
within the
it's still in the fiscal
fiscal
year.
year. Okay.
Yeah. I missed that. What was it? Where was it?
It was at the Council on Aging and it was about climate change and influence on a lot of things.
Is that the one I went to? That was well-
I think you were
It
there.
was very, yeah, it was very well attended. There was, I'd say almost 40 people there.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
including
I had
people from
COVID.
out of town.
Please don't count.
That was December 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a lot. I didn't realize.
No, I
that was
wasn't
so-
driving. So you can't, you have to amend the motion. Why wouldn't it go?
Okay. I wish to amend the motion that I
If you're
just
gonna
made.
include him.
I thought we,
We did, we had
We
both
did,
of them.
sorry.
Uh-huh.
You already did.
yeah,
Sorry,
just
Okay.
to keep reminding everybody, please. March 19th for Mike's talk. Make a circle. Bring a friend. Or two. He said he might bring samples too.
Ooh. Okay, so I just need 3 signatures and I'll finish with all the numbers that go in there.
I
Just-
wrote in these.
On this top line, if you can just sign your name there.
Forget about the fact that it's blind.
On both pages?
It's two different vendors, more or less.
You put yours on the top.
Beth, have you heard anything about anybody taking over it? Perry Dam Vestins?
No, nothing.
I heard.
And I was up at that flame the other day too. I
You were
didn't
up?
hear anything. Flame
Where?
auction,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't heard anything.
I was at Ventura the other day talking to one of the men that loads the trucks and he
Joe
said,
Brown.
someone, some woman is in the middle of had purchased some of these equipment
Mhm.
with the intent of maybe starting something up on the QT.
A lot of people just don't know it's there.
Yes.
Cause there's a lot of people on, some of the farming pages that are doing, stuff at the house,
Huh?
and, they mobile slaughter, yeah. And,
Mobile slaughter, you said?
Doesn't make
it's
sense.
easier on the animals,
Yeah,
with stress.
Just an aside. Here, we go back, it's probably close to 30 years ago, and maybe you've even seen it. Maybe you did, Roy. There was a little newsletter, the New England Farm Journal.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Do
that.
you remember that?
I probably even have some copies of it.
is it not in existence anymore?
No, it's been gone for a long time, but what a wonderful little,
Hmm.
it's just a little, it was
Yeah.
a folded,
Mhm.
Just a folder.
Was that a private enterprise?
yes.
Yeah,
But they had all kinds of really good information. I mean, they talked about, and in fact, even then, they were addressing the issue of slaughterhouses. And the
Yeah.
fact that
mhm.
There aren't any left around here. They're all.
I have to go to Rhode Island. That's the only one that buys them from me, because the one in Westbrook, I think there was problems with that.
Yes, I heard from that same person that they were trying to clean that up.
Yeah.
But trying to straighten it up.
Right, yeah.
Well, good, I'm glad
Maybe
somebody
they
else
got
had
you
heard
good
that,
feedback.
because it was a great newsletter.
It was, yeah.
Hmm.
it was.
Is that, the other one, the magazine you carry in your
Oh,
egg?
I have to.
Edible?
No, the lorries.
Edible soft soil.
Edible stuff, yeah. I mean, they do cover certain aspects.
Yeah, this was aimed toward farmers, but it also was aimed toward backyard
I was
farmers.
gonna say,
It was-
it's
it
aimed
was
for
aimed toward-
backyard, yeah.
Yeah, but it had stuff that was relevant for everybody, I thought.
Problem is, money.
No, there
It's
is.
like that in small newspaper, like the Independent Voice that I used to. Jim Farrell.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to make ends meet with something
Yeah.
like that. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
sell advertising to make enough to publish it, to get
Right.
it out there.
Oh, believe me.
People just are interested in,
No,
I don't know, I guess because of social.
well, it's funny because I just got a card in the mail the other day. I've been subscribing to National Fisherman since it was Maine Coast Fisherman. I just got a thing in the mail the other day that says, as of January or February 1st, we're no longer gonna do a print edition. It's all gonna be digital.
Oh, I
Yeah.
knew that.
Oh, I do too.
And I was like, so incensed I was gonna have to email them
Yeah, yeah.
and say, I want my money back, because I don't like this. I want
Yeah.
something I can hold.
Well, there's so much more cost involved
Oh, I know.
with running it and delivering it.
It's the only way sometimes it's the only way they can keep going.
Yes, to go digital.
There's a lot of stuff that I have that I have to opt in if I want them to mail me paper stuff.
Right,
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah,
me.
please.
The only thing I have is, Rui had expressed concern when he was made aware that the assessors are going door to door and may or may not be entering barns with the avian influenza. So, I had a conversation with Maureen Clark. Well, I emailed her. She's our principal assessor. And she was lovely. She called me back. And they're not doing the, well, every 10 years they have to do the whole town. She
Mhm.
works throughout the year. Her two assessors are very experienced and they do sections of town. And so her and I had a conversation about avian influenza and if she was going, and then that, in fact, the state asked me not to enter coops, period.
Yeah.
She thought that was a great idea. And also I suggested, that they carry some disinfectant for the bottom of their shoes or pick up, which I think I'm gonna do this year, a box of disposable footwear. And then you don't have to deal with it every time you get in and out of the car.
Yeah.
That's what the state vet does when she comes from the sleepy program.
She has the disposable.
Yeah.
And then I looked them up in WB Mason, they're very reasonable.
Oh, yes.
And then
And that's
you don't-
probably an expensive place to get them.
right, and the town hall. So
Yeah.
anyway, she was completely on board and was going to talk to her two assessors that go out in the field, so that's been taken care of.
You know what, you should really bring that to the attention of Department of Agriculture. Because we're not the only town that's having assessors tromp around.
Well, I taught you, now Megan, the Pope,
Megan,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said too, well, and it depends on what they do. I mean, her inspectors, I don't believe on any regular basis would be entering a chicken coop. I said, well, they can walk around the outside. And she said, yeah, that's all they need to do. I said, but then again, if you've got a barn and you've got livestock in there, then they should enter because the taxes are based on the condition, and it could be poor, fair, excellent, so. I said, in that case, then they would want to do some disinfecting if they're gonna go to another place. And,
The last time the assessors were at my house, they were in a vehicle with a camera and never stepped foot out of the vehicle. Just saying. And I didn't know who it was.
Right.
I didn't know who it was.
They didn't have a placard in.
Nope.
In the window or
Nothing.
anything. Huh, Really?
Nothing.
My concern would be, since we have so many people raising chickens, they all want them running around in the yard
Mhm,
because it's good for the children
mhm.
and it looks nice, that your problem will arise if your inspectors don't have disposable boots and stuff, because all you gotta do is step in one good-sized chicken coop and it gets caught in the crevices of your boots and
Right,
shoes.
right.
And then you go to another place, whereas they also believe in raising the fowl out.
Mhm.
and-
Make sure you get that.
Yeah, you bring it.
Was on camera.
Good. I mean, I think people, I have people come and buy eggs and tell me that they used to have chickens when the children were smaller and they're thinking about getting them now because they like the fresh eggs. I said, great. And I said, did you let them run around? They said, oh, yes, because the children like them and the neighbors like them. I said, well,
No,
Coyotes like them.
coyotes, yeah. I think they're downright foolish. But
They're not as sensitive to the issues as we are.
you know what? There, in this part of the country, unless you are a farmer who has any kind of real livestock, you haven't got a clue
No, they don't.
where hamburger comes from,
No.
or where chicken wings come from. They have no, you would think.
So many wings, you know?
Yeah.
What do they do with the rest of the chicken? You know?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Campbell's chicken soup.
Yeah.
People are ignorant. They are ignorant.
Well, they're just not
I watched the
educated.
thing about,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was Channel 2, it was one of the, about how they process turkeys.
Mhm.
And that's, might put you off turkey for a while.
Oh, processing any,
Well,
Yeah,
I'm any animal,
live,
yeah.
But, no.
It's not for the faint of heart.
People don't have a clue, in fact, that's why we raise turkeys.
We should all take them to
Yeah.
So
to,
they know.
should all take them to Buffoni's where you can walk into the sales room and they have a big picture window that looks right into the slaughterhouse.
Mhm.
And you can see the animals, the chickens
Mm.
being dispatched.
Megan did say the,
No,
I
I
want to
just
say
figured
Barnstable
out
County that tested positive.
because I saw them driving from building to building and taking
Tag.
pictures that it was the
That's what
assessor.
they
But
were.
I mean, come on.
And water,
And
and
then-
that was the
then how can
connection.
they
they
judge?
Yes.
that Was
Come on your property.
Yeah.
contributing
They didn't say
to
anything. They
the
did-
positive.
She
Just
told me
because
that
didn't
in
get
all,
illegal.
I think she said, all the cases that had been identified were people who had ducks, some,
Yes.
and then they had outside wild.
Yep.
Coming into the
Yep.
same area, same source of water. And that's how it was spread.
Anything from like turkeys or anything? The wild turkeys?
That's, I haven't read them.
Not even that either.
Just curious.
My guess is it's Canadian geese, or,
Yeah.
because they are everywhere.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the articles I sent out recently. One was on the oysters, and it was specific to the Chesapeake Bay area, but the benefits to increasing the oyster population there. And then I had sent one out on the local produce being grown during the winter in the hothouses, and how that was. I think it's spreading because people want more local fresh vegetables and fruits, and right now, everything you buy was from Chile or
Chile.
I don't know about the fruits and vegetables.
fruits and vegetables, yeah, I was thinking
You know,
fruits,
Peru,
yeah.
Chile, yeah, and, just to be able to have fresh greens and.
But Elliot Coleman names, pioneers with that.
Mhm.
Pretty nice.
I'm not aware of anyone around here who's doing that. I think they're doing it in Western Mass.
I think so, because there's the prepackaged salads that come from.
You're
the
right.
local-
Yeah, that are.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not aware of anyone here. And then there was another one on saltwater and encroaching on farming and what it's doing,
I don't know, but
which is
people-
something we could see here quite easily.
yeah, well, people forget that, as the water level rises, water moves horizontally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People forget, they think it just comes up, and if there's land there, it has to go up and over, but it goes, very happy to go sideways. Anyway, if that's it, shall we choose a date for our next soiree?
And we are now booked for the third Thursday.
Okay,
Um,
which
I was
is,
informed that we have to let them know every 6 months of our schedule. And I said, well, when were you gonna tell us?
So that would be the 14th or the 21st.
21st, yeah.
All right, well, that will be after
After the program.
the program. So
Mhm.
please, everybody. You know, let
If you,
people know.
yeah, if you think we need to have, to get together before and get something set up for the program, call us.
It's pretty, okay, it's pretty straightforward. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I have the room set up already.
Okay.
It's just a matter of checking, because Mike's got he's got all the equipment and the computer and the program already developed, so. I just want to make sure we have people.
Yeah, I would think it would be interesting for children, and if it's at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, you know, it'd be done by 8, so. You know,
Yeah.
we could really promote it too for younger families. And they might
Yeah.
find it,
How are we gonna
How
promote
do
it?
you do
Well,
that?
well,
library.
I'm gonna have it sent out through the rec commission to their email list,
Oh,
you
And
know,
I put them on Facebook, and I don't know
right.
how much good that does.
I
but-
Oh,
think
it
it does a lot of good.
I think that's
Yeah,
what
it does,
we're- yeah.
it does a lot.
You know, if we put it at the library, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of families go in there, so. We put it downstairs, so.
Mhm.
I think we
Can
can-
it go, do ag commissions have
A central meeting.
Yeah.
point.
Have
or
a
do you
what?
have an email, or do you all talk to each other, or have something you could hit like Plymouth County Ag Commission
We've kind of,
in one fell swoop?
like, we've had a group.
Right.
Like, we have a main
Yeah,
group and then we're all
no, I
involved.
mean, the closest we would come is Plymouth County Farm Bureau.
Mhm.
You know,
What
we
was
just
that-
get,
What was that group that we became member of, the Agricultural Commission thing? Agricultural Commission group, wasn't there a group that was
Well,
doing?
there's a
Sort of full,
statewide, and apparently they're
okay.
they haven't posted anything in years, so I think they're
Okay.
non-functioning. The other list would be, what we talked about for that meeting next February, all the AgComs in Plymouth County, and where we're all gonna have to work to get the most recent email addresses, because it's like us. The email address on our webpage is mine.
I know,
So there's,
Well, thank you.
yes.
well,
Yeah.
somebody's had to be there, and
Yeah,
I'm not
but
sure
we would
John
not
wanted
be-
it.
yeah, it would not be a good thing. He'd be
I
even
was-
further behind. than
yeah,
we
so I
are
think
now.
that's what we're gonna encounter in other communities, is that the email address belongs to a current member of the ag.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of searching down through all of the town websites for the AgCom and their contact info. It's an afternoon's work.
Yeah, let's see.
You know, I was just thinking too, we mentioned Matt, Conservation Commission. Yeah, I would think he would be an
Oh,
interesting
definitely.
speaker.
Oh,
To
definitely,
have him come in and tell us what's going on in the town
yeah,
and tell the people
oh, yeah.
the
Yeah, and
issues he
he'll be a
runs.
good, he'll be good too for helping us spread the word on the native plants.
Yeah.
Garden Club will help us with that one. Recycling Committee is gonna help with that one. And then I think with the maple syrup, I'll get that to Matt. And he's got a big network of
Yeah.
people too that,
Great,
you know, he can get people there. The last program, I don't know how they saw it, but people came from Duxbury
yeah,
and
yeah,
somewhere else, we're at Middleborough.
I think there was.
Yeah, there are people there from Middleborough and Duxbury,
Oh.
so I'm
Word
guessing they
gets
saw
out.
it on Facebook.
We might have, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So if you'll do
Yeah,
that.
So,
You know,
Yeah.
I'll send you the color
okay.
flyer
Yeah.
that I made. And the date and everything on that was right,
yes, the date, the 19th, Tuesday, the 19th of.
7
March.
PM at council.
So, yeah,
All right, it's actually a pretty,
They've been nice. I mean, the ones that go out there, I mean, I feel it's really good and I put them on there. It's like, yes, it draws attention. It's, you know, it's not just words. It's, oh,
yeah,
look at
yeah, you
that.
gotta have a picture.
Yeah.
and you get-
So do you, talking about that meeting that you're planning to have next year, that would be Plymouth County Ag Commission?
Yes,
yes.
we
Yeah.
hosted it, it was before COVID, right?
Probably 5 years ago. now, 6
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah, it used to be an annual thing that rotated among the communities, and then it had stopped, and we thought, well, we'll start it back up, and then nobody. Should do that.
And you have a list of the towns that are in Plymouth County.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones that-
Well, if you want to give me a couple and you need names and addresses, I'll.
Okay, yeah, I need
Okay, good.
email addresses, because what I use the Evite program and just send it out to them through that, and then they can respond as to whether or not they're coming.
Thank goodness, Gene, thank you. Thanks,
So I
Art.
say everything.
Thanks. Thanks. We'll keep her busy. Maybe
Keeps
you
me
wanna
out of
make a
trouble.
motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, adjourn.